Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Standard Bank KZN Top Business Awards briefing. Gayle and myself are here today to basically, for the first time ever, have an online briefing. In the old days, what we would have done is gone down to one of the hotels, had a room, had a little breakfast, and the press and everybody who wasn't important basically was there getting all the important information. So what we're doing this year is doing it online, thanks to COVID. It's like process and put this whole online technology in the hands of all of us, and we're using it incredibly well. So Gayle and myself will try and answer and cover every aspect there is about the Top Business Awards and keep it very, very simple. Gayle, over to you for a second.
Thanks, Grant, and welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us online. I think, importantly, the Standard Bank KZN Top Business Awards are now in their 17th year. And everyone says, why do we have the awards? It's really to showcase success in the province and all the amazing businesses that are contributing to the people and the economy. And we've always, our motto over the years has been success breeds success. By showcasing the successful businesses, we really are hoping to promote the province, the businesses, and to encourage other businesses to aspire to the same levels, as well as give a platform to showcase their successes, which is great for their employees, their stakeholders. And it's something that we really enjoy each year. And the Top Business Awards have become one of the highlights of the business calendar.
Yeah, it definitely has become one of the highlights. Is one of the people, like Logie Naidu, our ex-mayor or deputy mayor, always refers to the Top Business Awards as the Oscars of business in KZN. And that's exactly what it is. So it's absolutely brilliant. Gayle said our motto is success breeds success, but I sort of added a new one onto it, and I say success is best when shared. So that story needs to be shared, and that's what the Top Business Awards do. It shares our success, and people take leads from that. Some of the people over the years, there's one in particular, I see she's online, I'm not going to mention her company, entered the awards for 15 years. 16th year, she sort of evolved into that and actually won the award. I think she had given up on it. But the very next year, on the basis of that award, she was given a huge contract in Mozambique that went into the millions, like over 30-odd million rand. And it transformed a company from an SME to a bigger company. And that's just the crazy thing that happens through recognition. So boundaries are unlimited. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, Gayle. I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to do this online so you can actually see how the processes work when you fill your forms in. It's exactly how we're going to go through it now. And I just want to say something very, very quickly. A lot of people have been nominated, and the nominations are coming in every single day. But what you've got to realize is that a nomination is exactly that. And it only becomes an entry once you've filled in all the forms that we're going to go through. So without that, you cannot win an award. Okay, Gayle, I'm going to share the screen with you.
Thank you, Scott. As Grant says, we've got 57 days and 10 hours to the awards. So while entries are open now, they close on the 23rd of June. So it's important to get active and start the whole process. Importantly, there are no costs to enter. So entry is free. And why should you enter? Well, as we said, it strengthens your position. It gives you an opportunity to showcase your achievements and successful businesses like to work with other successful businesses. It's always a real boost to your company and to your employees if they see that your company is doing well, and gives your employees an opportunity to share in your company's achievements. The awards are streamed, so although everybody can't attend in person, having a streamed event also allows for greater participation. Obviously, there's greater opportunities to expose your brand to a broader number of people. And in the past, at the actual event, people said, oh, who's this company? What's that company? And people are often unaware of the amazing companies that we do have in KZN and what they're doing. So it really is an opportunity to get your brand out there through our social media, through our email campaigns, through the Mercury supplement or the Sunny Time supplement that we'll do. So there is a lot of opportunities, right from through being nominated through to being shortlisted, a finalist, and obviously a winner. And we always say everybody is a winner in our eyes. Later on, we will be doing 3 webinars during the month of June and into July. We'll be showcasing the various people who are participating in the events. So that's an added platform to showcase your company and what you're actually achieving. So that's also really important. As we said, we would like you to aspire other companies to follow in your lead. I think let's go straight onto the categories, Grant, unless there's anything you want to add.
Yeah, I think that covers it. I mean, you know, just by going through to the next level of nominations is a whole new world out there. So it is, you know, as you know, as Gayle says, the exposure you get through our press room services, literally at a click of a button, you've got 160,000 people who get our press releases. So the exposure that you get for the good work you do, and just that, you know, if you work for a company and you see where you're going in the process, I've seen it. It changes the way people perceive their work and the way they do their work. So it's just got so many positive factors. So Gayle, get into the categories. Let's go that way.
The categories for 2023 have changed once more. We had a revision over the COVID period just to reflect the various issues that companies were facing and the way that they responded to COVID. But we have decided together with Standard Bank to update the categories once again this year. So the first 2 categories are specific to Standard Bank clients. You have to be a client of Standard Bank to qualify. So the first one is a company that has less than 100 million rand turnover per annum. And the second category is for a large enterprise who has more than 100 million rand turnover per annum. But we'll go through the actual entry requirements just now because that still stays fairly constant. Category 3 is the manufacturing sector. So that's a very broad category. So anyone in the manufacturing sector, so basically defined as the physical or chemical transformation of materials or compounds into new products. It's a very general category. Category 4, transport and logistics, and that's everything from land transport, railway transport, to pipelines, air, telecommunications, courier services, storage and warehousing, all of which is a pretty big sector or sectors in KZN. Category 5, franchising, a business that is owned by one or more people who provide products or services under the branding and rules stipulated by a parent company. So you don't have to be the parent company to qualify. You can be running a successful franchise for one of the big brands. Category 6 is a family-owned managed business, and of which there are very many in KwaZulu-Natal. In fact, family-owned and managed businesses is one of the most common form of business ownership in South Africa. I read a stat that over 80% of businesses in South Africa are family-owned managed businesses. So there are many businesses in KwaZulu-Natal who qualify under this category. Category 7, agriculture and agro-processing. So primary agriculture as well as beneficiation of primary products and material in agricultural, fisheries, forestry sectors. Category 8 is community uplift and improvements. And there are many amazing businesses and social enterprises making a positive impact on the community. So that can be charitable efforts, developing your local community, anything related to making KZN a better place to live and work for the people in the province. Category 9, a new one, renewable energy and green initiatives. This is obviously becoming more and more topical with time. So we're looking at anything related to green initiatives, renewable energy, low carbon transport, energy efficient buildings, clean technologies, improved waste management, improved fresh water provision. So it's a very broad category that really covers a lot of what people are doing. So even if you have a green initiative within your company that you feel is worthy of being showcased, it's a great opportunity. So it is a very general category. Category is 10 as well, employee wellness. That is something that COVID has really impacted on. Many companies are doing amazing things within their business to assist their employees and to make sure that they are motivated employees and committed, and that can be anything from in-house training, flexible working hours, which is becoming very new. A couple of our clients have implemented a 4-day working week. We're curious to see how that's going to pan out in the long term. Personal development, workplace well-being activities, team buildings, anything in that category that you feel showcases your company as the place to be. And the last two categories are slightly different from the others in that they do not require a formal entry form or any formal motivation. The KZN Top Brand is awarded solely by public poll and by SMS voting again. And that voting will open on the 7th of June, and we'll highlight the actual SMS number. It's 33808, but we will send out an announcement to remind everybody of the fact that is only by public vote. So an entry form is not required. And the Business Personality of the Year is an honorary award. So whereas you're welcome to nominate somebody, we're really looking historically at what that person has achieved. And it's exemplary business achievement, industry influence, and is a true inspiration to others. So that is judged by a panel, and it's really looking at somebody in KZN who has been noted for what they've achieved over their lifetime. Grant, any comments that you want to add?
Yeah, I think you've covered it pretty comprehensively, and it is on the website here. We can go back and check it out, but it explains exactly what it is. They're pretty general and self-explanatory. So I think we can move on to the actual judging process.
Okay, great.
The judging criteria, I mean.
Okay, criteria, essentially an office is required in KZN. You have to have some kind of physical presence in the province. So whereas there are sort of head offices in different provinces, importantly, there must be a structure here in KwaZulu-Natal, and where decisions making, management, etc. reside. The individual judging criteria, so for each category, the overall criteria are the same, but you'll need to motivate for each category specifically. And we're going to look and see how well your company does against the criteria. What motivation do you give? And in the past, we've often found that people give us minimal information, and that is not going to help you win an award. We need a detailed motivation as to why you believe your company, if you're the top employee, what are you doing within that category? How do you motivate? Even we've had people who, so for example, provide us comments from the employees, if they're under the employee wellness category, to show that they actually are motivated in that to achieve. If you're doing social responsibility, do you have some photos of the different initiatives that you are undertaking? So we really do need to see proof of what you are claiming that you're achieving in one way or another. And obviously we're going to look at the overall quality of the entry. So we want detail, that's what we're saying, because the entries are scored. So if you provide us a one-sentence answer, it's the information that you're providing is not very substantial. And you can either enter online or you can email me entries to gayle@mweb.co.za. Grant, do you want to go through the process of the
Yeah, I can do that. So another way you emphasize is that the more detail we have, the easier it is for people sitting at the table to judge. You can have the best initiative out there, and if you don't explain it and give the backup or give a video or whatever it might be, it just makes it harder for the judges to know exactly what you did to go to the next level. So the process is quite simple. As I said earlier, you have to, a nomination doesn't cut it. You have to put in the entry form. We're going to do the entry form now, and the more detailed it is, the better. That then goes through to the first round scoring to the panel, which is scored. On scores, it goes to the next panel. And then at that stage, if we have a dead heat, then it goes to debate, proof of evidence comes into it. From that process, it goes to PKF, we then do the audit the scores. If there's a problem with that, they'll come back to us and say, where is the proof of evidence? What do we do about it? And if necessary, if you're one of the lucky ones who've gone through to the last three, you might even get a phone call and say, you said X and Y, can you clarify? And that's the process, and it's lovely because it's just so fair, and it's just so it works so well. That's how simple it is. Gayle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the entry form now. Again, this is online, and we'll be doing this demo online, as you can see, so it's as simple as we're going to do it now. Okay, there we go. Gayle, you want to run through it? I'll do the typing.
Okay, great. The entry form is fairly simple. So it's please complete part 1 and 2. So we require your name, last name, email, a phone number, a category. This year we are limiting everybody to 2 categories. So you can choose 2 of the categories that are here. But in addition, that does not preclude you from the top brand category. In fact, everybody who enters is automatically entered into the top brand. But as we said, that is by public vote only. So your entry here is not affected by that. The company, the date established, number of employees, your accountant or auditor, bank, and bank is important specifically because we have 2 awards specific to Standard Bank, so we do need to know who you bank with. Then your key personnel, CEO, managing director, or anyone who you feel is relevant under those headings. If you don't have, for example, a marketing director, you can leave that blank. It's not relevant. City, province, that's all pretty self-explanatory. We need your company website address because we will go onto your website. It's always useful to double check information. Then who the entry is completed by, because we will also require that if we need to contact anybody or we need to follow up on information. So entry completed by would be who would be your main contact should we wish to or required to follow up with anybody. Once you've filled in all of that, it will says at the bottom, next part 2, so you then need to click on that button.
So what I'm going to do here, Gayle, I'm just going to take out some information. What should we just take? Okay, let's just take that obvious one. So if you don't fill in something, it won't allow you to go to the next. You actually, everything that is needed, you would have to fill it in. So it won't allow you to go to part 2 unless you completed part 1. So now we go to part 2.
Okay, so so basically, this is where you need to put your head to and think about what is required. We also have not made this, as much as we've asked for information, we've used the principles of King 4, and many companies and many people who participate in the awards on an annual basis have to do an integrated report. So this information, the idea of explaining, is not new to you, and it isn't any information that many of you are really gathering and working with on a day-to-day basis, because it's making sure that your company is running effectively. So it's the whole idea of explaining. So we need to know and why, and the question A, why you believe your company or organization should win a Standard Bank KwaZulu-Natal Top Business Award. So what are you doing that makes you stand out from everybody else? So you've been nominated. What do you want to showcase? So we're really looking for an overview of why you believe your company stands out and should be recognized. And then to explain further, your company needs to have a proactive business model. So achieving the 4 governance outcomes. So one is ethical culture. So explain how is your governing body or your management equipped. So to deliver on the goal of having an ethical culture, being a responsible corporate citizen. And as you know, these principles apply to any business. So how, what structure do you have? How are you being a responsible corporate citizen? So once more, it's explain your structure and what you're doing. Then question 2, good performance and value creation. So either if you have a public company where your organization financial reporting is available, then you provide that. If you're a private company, we don't then request your financial reporting, but we do need an overview of your financial systems and perhaps a note from your auditor to say that everything's covered in order. So we need to know that you're financially are sound and managed correctly. So that's the important part there. Explain your adequate and effective control, the management governing board structure. How is your company government? So this is really background information. And question 4, trust, good reputation, legitimacy. So how do you communicate? How open is your communication within your company and with your stakeholders? How is your brand perceived? How are your relationships managed? So that is really looking at all your different stakeholders and how your company is managed and perceived by in the broader world. Then section B, explain why you've entered the category selected. Okay, so which category have you selected and why have you chosen that category? So why you believe you should win in that category. So for example, if you were now a family business, we would need to know a little bit more about how the family has contributed to the success of the business. And if you were now in the doing, for example, green energy, we would need to know a little bit more about green energy, what you've done, anything that showcases the success. Or if it was employee wellness, we would need to know what aspects of employee wellness can you showcase to show that you deserve an award in that category. So this section B is really important in terms of why should you win in that category. So the section A shows that you are a well-run, well-functioning company that succeeds and has in terms of King 4. Section B is category orientated. If you wish to enter in more than one category, you don't need to go into the whole. So it's another entry. If you wish to enter, you just in the second part add your answer just to part B, 1 and 2 again. I hope that's clear. Grant,
Okay.
anything to add there?
I think it's very, very self-explanatory, and you did a very, very good job here. And then all you do is you push apply, boom, and then it goes through and the entry is in. And there you go. That's how simple it is. You can always get hold of the office, get hold of Gayle, get hold of myself. Any questions you need to do by email, by telephone, whatever it is, because it is as simple as it is, but sometimes it's not, and then call us. I think that's about it on this side, Gayle. I think we can just open it up to the floor for questions. So in the Q&A, if you want to put your questions into that, and then we can answer them.
We have a question.
Okay.
A raised hand, Grant.
All right. Okay. I'm trying to find. You can do it on your side, Gayle?
Not that I can.
We've got too many contestants here. I can't find the raised hand.
Sorry, I'll see.
Okay. I'm going to allow them to talk, Gayle, because they're obviously.
Please do.
Okay, so you can go ahead and ask your question. All right, can you hear us? Hello there, hi.
Hi, this is Manjula Dolraj. I just want to know, if you're not a Standard Bank client, can you still enter?
Yes, certainly. The only two categories that are specific to Standard Bank clients are categories 1 and 2. All the other categories are open to any other clients from any other bank. So it's only the first 2 categories that are specific to Standard Bank clients.
Okay, and I just have another question. If you run a business and you've been in it for over 21 years, and it's quite a successful, it is a small business, but if you run it just by yourself and you have huge client base, is there a limitation to the staff that you have or anything like that?
Not at all. No, not at all.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your interest. We look forward to your entry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, what you got to realize is that, we publishers, we've got the KZN Top Business, Standard Bank are the sponsors, but what we're doing here is we're celebrating success of business. You don't have to be one of our clients. You don't have to be a banking client. All you got to do is have a successfully run organization, submit the forms, and you will go through the processes. There are no favoritisms and who gets what. Most times we don't know. Gayle and myself, it just goes through the processes, and if you are deserving of that prize, you're going to get it. So don't look at the Standard Bank and don't look at Top Business. If you're good, you're going to get it.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Okay.
There's a whole lot of questions on the
yes, you got them there, Gayle.
Perhaps we can go through those.
Yeah. All right, go through them, Gayle.
Okay, I'll just go to the top. Sorry, it's dragging this. Which category would we apply under for a South African exporter company based in Durban? I think that would be under our logistics category, Grant.
Look, it would be logistics, but what you got to also realize when you look at the categories, yes, it is logistics, but within your company, a whole lot of others apply, like the how you treat your staff. What are the other ones, Gayle? There's a couple more that you fall under. But definitely you would fall under the transport one.
Yes.
And wellness, it's called wellness. I'd lost it for a second, the wellness one. So there's 2 that you can fall under there, definitely.
Question 2, can you add videos and photos to the entry? Is there an option for that, Grant?
So yes, you can. On the website itself, no. I did put it in there before, but what happens if the videos are too big? So what the best thing to do is Gayle's email is on there. We transfer it through or use your Google Drive and do it that way, because when we upload onto the net, the software doesn't cover the big video. So the best thing to do is submit it, and on your submission, email the proof of evidence through to Gayle, and then she'll put it into the necessary folders for you. That's the best way to do it.
And the next question is, please clarify this can be submitted either online or by email and not both. No, I think Grant's covered that. You don't need to send it by both means. However, supporting information is best to send through to me, and then we'll add that to your entry. So you can either online or by email, and not both. It doesn't need to be both, except for additional information. Glenda, for the clients of the year over 100 million, is this a new category? Yes, this is a new category for 2023. So it is definitely a new category.
Yeah, I see we've got a hand up by Fiona. Should we just take and see what Fiona's got?
All right.
Fiona, just take your mic off mute and you're online now. Fiona's not unmuting at the moment. Okay, carry on, Gayle. We'll wait for Fiona to come online.
Okay. If the company website has expired and you haven't renewed it, no, it's we said we would, as part of your entry submission, we do go onto your company website, because that just adds value, because we can also check your information that way. But the information, you can hopefully update your website or give us information. It's not going to stop you from entering, but if that is blank, it won't allow you the opportunity to submit. But you can still send through your entry, and perhaps once your website is updated or has been reinstated, then we can follow through on that. But your entry will still go through. Ahmed from Conlog says, what is the cost of entry for Standard Bank clients? Is there preference given to larger businesses, larger brands? There's no cost to anyone to enter. So there's no cost at all, and no cost for Standard Bank clients. We have created that one category specifically for large businesses and larger brands. So there is no preference given to larger businesses or larger brands, because it goes back to the entry criteria. So no matter what the size of your company, it's how you can substantiate your answer and provide evidence for being a successful business. So I can say there is one category which is focused at the larger businesses, but the rest are open to any size business. Fiona, did we?
Fiona, I think you can talk now.
I think we've lost Fiona again.
Ah, yeah, we lost her. Allowed to talk.
Oh, there's Fiona. Fiona, you need to unmute yourself.
All right, Gayle. Here we go. I can hear it.
Got an unstable connection, so we are not picking up everything you're saying. So I don't know if you're going to hear what I have to say, but what we'll do is we'll watch the recording later, but you have answered our question. Thank you.
Is there somewhere where we can upload supporting documents, testimonials? That way, if you could send those through to me directly, any supporting documents. If we're studying, sorry, Fiona, does that answer your question?
Okay, we've lost her again.
Yes,
okay, go on. Carry on, Gayle.
If you're a Standard Bank client in a personal capacity, can you still enter under the Standard Bank category, or does the business have to have an account with Standard Bank? The business would have to have an account with Standard Bank.
Yeah.
What category would a legal firm fall under? There isn't a specific category for a legal firm. You would then have to look to see if either you would fit into a Standard Bank category or under either the employee wellness, community upliftment, or lastly the top brand. So there isn't a specific category for legal firms. What category would you suggest? Airshot, employee engagement app, enter. The same, that potentially would also be under employee wellness. because it's an employee initiative.
It is, yeah.
Supply chain would fall under logistics. Yes, definitely. Connection issue. Conlog will enter. Thank you. What's the next step? The next step is to fill in the entry form and send us your details. And as we said, entries close on the 23rd of June. So you've got a good few weeks to get those entries through to us. Will there be any marketing done for business after they win, and is there any cost to that? Yes, there certainly is marketing through our various social media platforms, and there is no cost for that. It's all forms part of the Top Business Awards. Will this recording be available for us to watch? Yes, definitely. Grant, where will it be loaded to?
Look, it's currently been streamed onto YouTube. So you go into the KZN Top Business YouTube channel, and it'll be there, and it'll be there forever, basically. So you can always go back and refer to it again. A lot of people who couldn't make it online have requested. Some people are watching it online, but definitely go in about an hour's time. We're going to rebuff it and reboot it up again. So yes, definitely on YouTube channel.
I just want to know where we can get the application forms and contact numbers if you want to reach you folks. The application forms are available on our website, which is www.kzntopbusiness.com. The online form is there. There's also a downloadable form. You are also welcome to email me at Gayle, Gayle, @mweb.co.za and I'm more than happy to email you a manual form if required. Contact numbers, my cell is 083-653-0465, or Grant is 083-262-9529, and you're welcome to contact either of us, and we'll help you in any way that you can to get your entries through to us. Grant?
Okay, Gayle, I think we've actually run out of time. So there's a whole lot of questions that we haven't answered at the moment, but I have got them online, and we will be emailing them to you through the course of the day.
The SMS number is 33808. There's the last question I see down there for the top brand.
33808 is correct.
But that only opens on the 7th of June. And we will be sending out an announcement, and we will promote the Top Brand Award on our social media once the voting for that opens. And another question that we are often asked is, how do we vote? Who can we encourage other people to vote for us? And yes, certainly, many of our top brands really have a whole in-house campaign where they encourage their employees, families, stakeholders to vote for them. So as many people as you can get to vote for your company, the better. It's really a way to get everyone excited about you as a brand in the province, and we actively encourage you to get people voting for you. We will also be having an East Coast radio campaign closer to the time, where the top brand and voting for the top brand will be encouraged as well. So it is a whole campaign that you can get going for yourself to get people to vote for you, and it can be a really exciting process.
All right, Gayle. That's just Fiona's is still active, but it's now muted. Okay, great. Yeah, I think that's brilliant. I think we've covered a lot, and as everybody can see, it's very, very simple. Go online, www.kzntopbusiness.com, and the forms are there. Fill them in. The nomination, can't overemphasize, doesn't count. It's a starting point to the end point, which is the awards, which is going to be at the Radissons on the 20th of July. And it's a really, 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 really good event. It's almost like a show. So when you go there, you arrive at 6 o'clock, the show starts, it's broadcast to everybody. So everybody, your family, your mom, your dad, everybody at home, your clients, your colleagues at work, everybody can sit at home while you're sitting at the Radissons enjoying a show, and it is exciting like you won't believe. 8 o'clock, it's over. We all celebrate and we party. So it's one of those incredible shows that COVID actually allowed us to do. Before we had a massive dinner and we only could get 300 in the room. Now we get 300 in the room, but we get everybody at home enjoying the success of the company. So go ahead, fill your forms in, send them to Gayle, and Gayle will start the whole process. Gayle, anything to say before we close off?
No, I wish you all well, and I look forward to receiving your entries so that, as Grant said, we can get the process going. Thank you so much.
All right. Cheerio, everybody.
Bye then.